How are you doing? It's been a couple of weeks, of course. A lot of things happened, and not bad things, but you have to get on doing things, the garden and repairs and things like that, So about a week we went to the southern part of Switzerland in the valleys. It's the southern county of or state of Switzerland, and you've seen it many times in my videos. And I'm in the Shed of Shangri-La at the moment, smoking diplomat cob, Missouri Meerschaum diplomat cob, and this is a 6mm, and you see this forever stem. I drilled it for 6mm, and in it I have this. Sometimes I look around my tobacco, the small jars, and they get in the back, and I thought, I haven't tried that for a long time. This is the Dan tobacco. Got 2.7 in tobacco reviews as aromatic. It's described as a ribbon cut. That's not true. It's actually a broken flake, and it's mostly Virginia, and it's Scottish whiskey infused. That sounds good. I'll leave a link below. There's a lot of talk about Dan Tobacco at the moment. They closed their pipe shop, and that's historic cornerstone of German tobacco and pipes. But they say DTM, Dan Tobacco manufacturing, is going on and sell their tobaccos to the distributors, and you find a number of distributors. I'll leave a link below. Pfeifen Online is one of my favourites, and they're still selling Dan tobacco, but it was like a club banging on a shed of hens, and everyone flowed in the eye and squawked and said, "Oh God, this the end of the Dan tobacco," and several videos have been made on that topic. And of course the question is, well, how long do they actually produce the tobacco? You can still find quite easily Dan tobacco on these distributors. If you have a favourite blend, probably you should buy it now, because you just don't know if they're going on with the tobacco. At the moment they say we will continue, but that's a shock for Germany. That's one of the most famous tobacco producers and creative. Michael Apitz was a genius of beautiful tobaccos and tin art as well. So one has to enjoy it as long as you can. Of course I ordered an extra tin of Jolly Joker and Devil's Holiday, just to be sure, you know. But no panic at the moment. They say they will produce the tobacco, you know. So down here, you know, we've got a lot of relatives for my wife, and the nieces and their families, you know, great nieces, little tots, you know, well, they're actually growing very fast. They're about between 7 and 12 now already, you know. Sometimes I feel very old to be a great uncle, you know. They if you hear a scream or a chatter, they're playing outside, you know. For a whole week I didn't smoke at all. Well, actually, one or two little cigarillos, but the advantage of a week or longer not smoking is you enjoy all the flavours really well, and you know, and you feel the nicotine much more. So I think I'll put that in my routine, you know, a couple of times in the year, a week or longer, not smoking, you know. So I'll enjoy it when I can, very much, like now. So down here, we all decided with the family to go an excursion, yeah, to Interlaken. And if you ever visit Switzerland, go to Interlaken. It's beautiful, and there are two very large lakes, both aside from Interlaken. That's where the name comes, between the lakes, you know, Interlaken. So and the mountains around there are spectacular, and they're lovely little boats that go across to the lake and all of the ports, and they have little restaurants, and you know, you have a coffee and a lunch if you want, and you see this beautiful kind of turquoise water from the glaciers, you know. It's very special. Anyway, I was going to show a few clips of our journey. The train station in Brig here is the closest, and only about, I don't know, 40 minutes you're in Spitz, and Spitz is a town of the Thunersee, so on the lake, you know, and you get you know, a 10-minute walk, you go to the Haven, the harbour where the ships are, and you can take that boat to Interlaken. It's really lovely, and we found a great restaurant. If you ever come to Interlaken, you should go to this restaurant. The views are fantastic. It's actually called Lugi Brückli, as Luga is dialect for a view, you know, and Brückli is a bridge, so you actually see the bridge in Interlaken from that restaurant, but you see the mountains, the Eiger and Mönch and Jungfrau, those famous peaks from the restaurant. And anyway, I made a few clips to share with you, and here they are. Be clear, the restaurant is a few kilometres from Interlaken in the Beatus Holen. That's centre bottom just to the right. The view over the Tuna Lake, and you see the Brienz Lake on the left, and you see the fantastic Alps, the views you have there, and of course the Eiger north face, so famous, you know, and the monk is in the center and Jungfrau to the right. So spectacular views, really. So you arrive in Spiez and you greeted with this Niesenberg and walk to the harbour. There's lovely gardens there and lovely views of the lake, just beautiful. And here's the boat arriving to collect us, and takes 1.5 hours, stopping different places, Interlaken, yeah, and lovely perspectives.
Qualität ist super, but it's very, very good. Aber das ist sehr, sehr gut. Also wir wissen, habt ihr wirklich sehr ich kann auch so jetzt ein wunderbar. Ja, ja. Bin ich jetzt gerade rüber. Ja, das ist viel besser, wenn ihr da etwas bestellt habt und die bringen das in der Hand. Das ist aber hier haben sie es ja gemacht. Die Flasche, die ist im Boden. Die nimmst du ja sicher jetzt nicht. Ah, das noch nicht mehr. Ja, aber dann nimm die leere Flasche. Sonst fragen wir sie, ob wir nicht hier lassen. Weißt du was, die nehmen wir die Stange hier immer so.
Arriving in Interlaken, you see the paragliders already in the sky. Here's the restaurant, and the service was perfect as well as the food, and I took this shot on the balcony there, and that's the view looking Interlaken, and yeah, the paragliders are all over the sky, you know, it must be a nest there. And this one came pretty close. And if you look down there, one is landing, and successfully, I'm pleased to say. A lot of the paragliders actually landed in this same field. So that was a great time, and we walked around Interlaken. Tea Room Shoe is actually a famous tea room with a piano, and sometimes they play it as well. Or Hotel Victoria, for example, is a great place. Afternoon tea, you know. But after the lunch, we all were full, you know, we just had a cool drink and got the train back to Brig, and it's a nice day excursion, you know. So I'll probably only see you in, I don't know, 10 days or something like that, you know. We're doing a lot of excursions but don't worry, I'm not going away. Just enjoying my retirement. Well, take care, and if you have heat waves like we have in Europe today, the 13th of July is a heat warning in Italy, all the cities. They say stay in the house and drink a lot of water and be careful. And you, my friends, as well, in America and all over the world, watch out for the heat, you know. So, see you in a while, and look after yourselves. Cheers.